Welcome to the video everyone. Today we will see development log 3 of Summer's Gone chapter 4.5. Also, if you watch our videos regularly, consider subscribing our channel because we have to complete 2K subscribers before the end of this year. Now let's start the video. Ocean said on his official Patreon that, "Hi. So, I have quite a few topics to discuss today. Get ready for a long post. 1. General development progress. 2. Python, writing and music. 3. Victoria and Mila's modeling. 4. Previews. 5. Some personal stuff. General progress of development. I finished 5 more animations for SG. And these animations specifically were not planned, but you know how it is. Overall, development of chapter 4.5 is going very well. 2. Python, writing and music. So, transparency is key. Let me tell you about my recent game-related improvements. I think we can all agree that I'm good at creating visuals. But visual novels are more than just pretty pictures. For those of you who don't know, I'm not a native English speaker, and it's very difficult for me to write some scenes if I can't pick up the right words. So, I am currently working on improving 2 other necessary skills. 2.1 Python. REMP is based on the Python programming language. And, as many people here know, I'm very bad at programming. I'm more of an artist. But I've decided to improve myself in every way. I'm currently taking a master's course in Python and I've already learned a lot. It will help me a lot with my future in game phone and its applications. Also, learning a programming language is always a good investment. 2.2 Writing. I feel very insecure when it comes to my writing. Not in the sense that people might not like it, but in a personal sense. Trying to find the right words, etc. is sometimes completely confusing. The best way to improve my English would be to move to an English-speaking country. And I will consider that option at some point. But it's not just about the language itself. I want to improve my ability to handle history. How to condition it better, demonstrate it, etc. I'm about to start an advanced English course. Especially for writing. More on that in paragraph 5. 2.3 Music. I signed a new licensing agreement with the Intangible. I was beginning to really dislike the uncertainty surrounding the reciprocal arrangements. Artists could revoke permission to use their music at any time. At the time, it was the only way for me to acquire quality music without going into debt. But from now on, every song I add to the game will be sold under a written contract that guarantees I won't lose my license in a few years. But, as you all know, music licenses are very expensive. So in chapter 4, I just did what any reasonable creative person would do ... and created my own music. Instead of paying $200 for each license, I created 3 songs for the board game session myself. It took me about 2-3 hours to create these songs and I saved about $600. Although I don't pay much attention to the homemade music aspect, I will still create small soundtracks at some point to save money and gradually discover to develop another of my creativity. 3. Victoria and Mila's modeling. So, I got some personal messages and comments on Patreon SS that made me realize that I may have messed up Vic and Mila's neat models. I didn't actually increase the size of their breasts, but instead sculpted them with a clay brush. This brush adds layers ... and after hours of sculpting at low resolution, I may have lost track of how things are supposed to look. Molding at low resolution is a huge pain. I told myself I wouldn't go through it again. But here I was ... in doubt. So, I did it again. I went back to an older version of Vic and Mila and processed their brush from scratch ... in low resolution. This time I used lots of different brushes and made sure the layer stayed level. It took me about 12 hours to create both models. I had to start over several times because sometimes they looked like either pancakes or balls. So half of the update will be with the old models. and I definitely won't go back and redo. The other half of the update contains improved molding of their models. Here's the improved Vic, picture 1. Of course, Mila still has very big boobs. This is exactly how Mila should be. With a lush shape, but still with a pretty thin waist. 4. Preview. Okay, let's get to their previews. And what can I tell you right now? I'm in my element right now. There's nothing I love more than nightly atmospheric renders. Mila and Vic fans have a good chance of enjoying the update. I really like this type of rendering. This update is the beginning of something new. We will enter a new set of circumstances. 5. Something personal. So, we've come to the end of this devlog. My personal improvements and the results that came with them have exceeded my expectations, but there is still something that really affects my productivity and well-being as a whole. Back in 2021, I moved again from Berlin to West Germany, back to my hometown, as I could no longer pay rent. Since then, support has increased considerably, and I had the opportunity to return to Berlin, which I will have to do in the near future. Returning to West Germany confronted me with a new problem: loneliness and social deprivation. I left my circle of friends and found myself in an environment of unsatisfactory social stimuli. And after I started improving myself, I realized the impact of this situation on me. Sometimes it makes me feel stuck. And the solution is obvious: return to an environment that pushes me to be active and grow. As I mentioned in 2.2, once I return to Berlin, I will take an advanced writing course there. Where I am now, there is simply no way to do it. Normally I wouldn't share something this personal with the internet, but I think anything that affects the game matters. The game dies or rises with me. And yes, this has plagued me for some time and prevented me from building a good sleep schedule. Anyway, there's always a solution, and I'll make one soon. I will be on vacation, for the first time in 4 years, from August 21st to 28th. Web Chapter 2. Now let's see the sneak peeks one by one. That's it for today's video. Thank you for watching.